ASMR Retro Forever. Hey guys, so welcome back to ASMR Retro. Today, I'm taking a look at my DVD collection, specifically my comedy videos, comedy movies, or stand-up comedy, like you see here. I'll also be eating some of these fresh mint candies. Alright, let's get started. The first video is Dave Chappelle's Killing Them Softly. Killing them softly, killing them softly, killing them softly. Killing them softly, killing them softly, killing them softly, killing them softly. As you can see, Platinum comedy series. Let's take a look at the back of the box here. Dave Chappelle is a successful comedian, a screenwriter, and actor. Chappelle's laid-back yet socially attuned style of comedy has made him a favorite among all ages and races. As an actor, he's appeared alongside some of Hollywood's biggest names in films such as The Nutty Professor, Con Air, You've Got Mail, Undercover Brother, and Blue Streak. Chappelle co-wrote and starred in the side-splitting prison caper Half-Baked. That's a prison caper. I didn't even know that. I didn't actually see that movie, but I heard a lot about it. Anyways, in 2003, Dave partnered with Comedy Central to launch his own sketch comedy series called The Chappelle Show, one of the funniest shows ever, where he takes on American culture from the streets to the burbs and all things in between. Laugh out loud as you spend 60 hilarious and intimate minutes with Dave as he sounds off on anyone within earshot. Originally aired on HBO in 2000, Killing Them Softly is without a doubt one of the funniest stand-up specials available. You'll never laugh more than you will hear Dave's fearless commentary focuses on issues about the police, racism, Sesame Street kids, and the government. It's hilarious. Comedy doesn't get any better than this. Welcome Dave Chappelle's Killing Them Softly to the prestigious Platinum Comedy Series, bringing you the funniest comedians in America. So yeah, these are pretty funny. His stand-up, I have another one I'm going to show you, but it's hard for me to remember any specific jokes, like whether they're from this DVD or the other one, but it is pretty damn funny. Definitely, it says he's a favorite among all ages, but yeah, definitely this is not for kids. Definitely not family friendly, but very, very funny. And I love this TV show too. It's really a shame there's only two official seasons. I know they kind of released a sort of part, or season 3, but so the other one I was talking about was Dave Chappelle, For What It's Worth, live at the Fillmore, uncensored and unrated. Yeah, it better be. How could you censor Dave Chappelle? That wouldn't work. So, check it out. Comedian Dave Chappelle does what he does best in his outrageous and hilarious stand-up performance, which allows him to push the envelope far beyond what he does on his TV show. Taped in San Francisco at the famed Fillmore, Chappelle lets loose on such topics as black celebrities, what it's like to have raunchy fans of his TV show. What's it like to have raunchy fans of his TV show approaching him while he's trying to enjoy Disneyland with his kids, Michael Jackson, Kobe Bryant, and Raggeds, of course. Some words I try not to pronounce because you two may not like them. professionals. So neither you nor your dumb buddies should attempt anything from this movie. That doesn't really require a warning. Well, it does. I know people are dumb enough to actually try this stuff, but... So yeah, this is basically based on the MTV show Jackass, if you're not aware. Where you have these guys just doing really random stunts, dangerous stunts, and even just like gross stunts. I was never a big fan of the gross stunts like involving bodily functions and stuff like that. But it is pretty funny. It's like a guilty pleasure. It's like you kind of hate yourself for finding this stuff funny, but you can't really help it. And the guys in the movie, they have a certain personality. Like when I see people on YouTube do these kinds of things, it's like, oh, look at these losers. Like, I don't know, they're trying too hard to get noticed or whatever. But for whatever reason, these guys have a certain personality that you just find it funny. I don't know, it's hard to explain. And there's Johnny Knoxville, Wee Man, what's his name, Ventura or something, Steve-O, Chris Pontius, aka Party Boy, you know the song. I forget that guy's name and his name. And Ryan Dunn, who unfortunately passed away. I think it was a car accident, right? Yeah. There's another guy down here. I forget his name as well. Okay, let's see. Doesn't really say too much, but why did they make this writing so small? Okay, let me get it a bit closer. Okay. Commentary by director, cinematographer, and Johnny Knoxville. Jackass cast group commentary. MTV's making of Jackass the movie. Outtakes. 27 minutes of additional footage. And I can't read that. It's way too small. Due for MTV additional footage. They don't even have like a blurb about what this DVD is about, which is kind of funny. It's not really necessary, I guess. So then here is Jackass 2.5, unrated of course. And I don't know if there was I think this was, like there was a Jackass 2, and then this was a 2.5 guess of stuff that didn't make it into the main movie. I think that's what, but I'm pretty sure I also have part 2, I just don't know where it is. But yeah, they made another one. And it says they're back in a movie with all the stuff they couldn't pack into number 2. Yeah, so there was a number 2. You'll laugh till it hurts and gape like a slack-jawed yokel. As Johnny Knoxville and the guys take you behind the scenes with Jackass 2.5. Talking about this excess of never before seen stunts, pranks, and other random acts of mischief and stupidity in hilarious new interviews. Better yet, this DVD is crammed full it's getting hard to read here. Crammed full of over 90 minutes of new bonus footage and special features. That's what I meant to say. Jackass 2.5 is every bit as unbelievable, dirty, and downright sexy. I don't know about that. As the predecessors. But so much so it could never be shown in theaters. I can't really say I remember any. I remember this one where the guy dressed up like King Kong. I think he was standing on a porta potty, which makes sense in that Jackass universe. And then, of course, Jackass number 3. Includes 2 movies, extended and the theatrical version. That's kind of a weird way to put it. So yeah, this one was 3D. This is obviously not the 3D version, but sad to say, or I don't know how I can put this, but I actually went to go see this in the theater. I think this was actually might have been the first 3D movie I've ever seen. I enjoyed it, especially the intro was really cool, from what I remember. But yeah, it's just more of the same Jackass stuff. And that's micro writing. Like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to read that, so I'll skip reading that. Oh yeah, I remember one of the things they did a lot in this movie was like super slow motion, and then like they would slap people, and like or no punch. They'd punch people in the face, but when they weren't expecting it. But they show it in like super slow motion, and you see like all the skin on the person's face, like flapping like a flag in the wind. And they had this big hand too that would somebody would walk around the corner and it would just like slap them. Pretty funny stuff. I mean, you're either gonna love or hate Jackass. If you're squeamish, if you don't like seeing certain bodily functions happen in front of your eyes, then I definitely would not suggest that for you. This is one of my favorite movies ever. I think I talked about it before because I also have this on VHS. It's Eddie Murphy's Coming to America. And in French, it's basically translates to, from what I can tell, a prince in New York or something like that. Very different meaning. And it's the special collector's edition. That's a pretty cool cover. I like it. Eddie Murphy is another comedian I watched as a very young kid. I watched his stand-up specials, Raw and Delirious, and the age I should not have been watching that, but I loved it, even though I didn't really understand a lot of the jokes. I was just too young to understand them, but it was still funny. So, Royal Blast. Join Eddie Murphy on a unforgettable comic quest to the new world. As an African prince, it's time for him to find the princess, and the mission leads him and his most loyal friend, who's played by Arsenio Hall, to Queens, New York, in disguise as an impoverished immigrant. The pampered prince relishes the chance to test his mettle in the urban wilderness. Keep an eye out for both Murphy and Hall in some unforgettable cameo roles. So, Eddie Murphy likes to play different roles in the same movie. Like here he is playing this barber, and that was Arsenio Hall also playing a barber in the barber shop. And Arsenio Hall dressed like a woman, playing someone who's interested in Eddie Murphy. Just small roles, but it's funny. Yeah, basically Eddie Murphy is he's a rich African prince, and he wants to find a woman that loves him for him, not just for his money, so he goes to New York, where nobody knows who he is, and he pretends he's poor in order to find the right woman for him. So, really good movie, really, really good. Here's another funny movie. It's Charlie Sheen in Hotshots Part Deux. I can't remember if I talked about this before. I'm not sure why I would have, but it's basically a spoof comedy movie that spoofs the Rambo movies, and basically any kind of action movie from the 80s and 90s, early 90s, and it's mostly spoofing Rambo. And here's a scene where he's using Rambo has this bow and arrow. Here he's using a chicken as an arrow. But don't worry, it wasn't a real chicken. I can never get into that first Hotshots movie though. I don't know why. But it's the mother of all film parodies. In this hilarious Hotshot sequel, former Renegade pilot Topper Harley to rescue U.S. hostages and the countless men who have already been sent in to rescue him. Pinning his former lover in a Buddhist temple topper, he managed to pull himself together, sets out on this lackluster, and this laugh-filled, action-packed task. 1993, color, approximately 88 minutes. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I like the guy who played the president. Did a good job there. The scene is a parody of the beginning of Ramble 3 when Ramble has kind of like that street fight. And it's also parodying Kickboxer for Van Damme. The part where, the final fight of Kickboxer, he puts on those gloves and they put they dip their hand in this sticky stuff and then they dip it in glass. So there's all bits of glass, broken glass in their gloves. Well, they do that in this movie, but instead of glass, he dips it in like, I don't know, not syrup, what do you call that stuff? Like hot fudge or something. And then he dips it in candy. So he's got like candy and stuff like that on his gloves. It's hard to explain, but it's actually, they do it pretty well. So yeah, this is a pretty, it's stupid, but it's a funny movie. Well done. Okay, let me grab my second mint candy. Gotta keep it fresh and cool in here. Alright. That's better. Okay. Now it's time for maybe a not so classic comedy movie. Martin Lawrence in Black Knight. The premise of this movie is pretty funny. Like the idea that, I can't remember why, but for some reason, Martin Lawrence gets sent back in time into the, I don't know, what do you call that, the medieval days or the days of knights and queens and that kind of thing. And it's a really funny idea, but I just felt very disappointed when I watched it. Like it didn't come off as funny as it should have been. I was kind of hoping it would be more like Army of Darkness in a way where Martin would use his modern wisecracking sarcasm and stuff like that to sort of own the people of that time. But he always seemed like more cowardly and afraid throughout the whole movie, which is kind of disappointing. But I don't know, I haven't watched it in a long time, so maybe it would be funnier if I rewatched it. Opinions change. So, let's read what it's all about. Martin Lawrence is back, way back, in this outrageous fish out of water comedy that's armored with plenty of laughs. A fast-talking maintenance worker is in for a royally rude awakening when an unfortunate mishap at the medieval world theme park transports him back in time to the 14th century England. Now armed with only his modern-day street smarts, he must deal with damsels in distress, an evil king, and really bad plumbing. The nightlife has never been more hilarious. That's pretty clever. 2001, color, approximately 95 minutes. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, they got the right idea in the description. Like, how did they word it? Using his modern day street smarts, but he didn't really use too much of that. I felt they could have used a little bit more of that, but I don't know. It is what it is. Let me know what you think if you've seen that, if you like it. Okay. Here is another one. Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House 2. Make way for the mama of all comedies. So I don't really remember this one. I do remember the first one a little bit. I have seen the first one, and it's okay. It's pretty funny. It's basically like a Miss Doubtfire type of movie, but Martin plays a cop. But for some reason, I can't remember why, he has to go undercover. So he dresses up like this grandmother, and it was alright. It was like sequel that got cut off there, filled with even more outrageous new adventures. Martin Lawrence ending the long return in a heavy-weighted comedy that's loads of fun for the whole family. In the interest of national security, FBI agent Malcolm Turner goes back undercover as Big Mama, a slick-talking, slam-dunking southern granny with attitude to spare. Now this granny must play nanny to three demanding kids to complete his most outrageous assignment ever. Yeah, that's right in the first one. He was, I guess he kind of fell in love with Nina Long's character, I think, while he was playing Big Mama. But it looks like now they're a couple in part 2. But like I said, I don't remember the details. Here's a movie that I believe I talked about before, because again I have this on VHS as well, so I'll just go through it quickly. It's a classic in my opinion, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, starring Jim Carrey. He's the best there is, actually, he's the only there is, featuring additional footage not seen theatrically. So this was, of course, Jim Carrey's big breakout role, starring role. I mean, he was in Let Me Color, a sketch TV show already, but this was the first movie he starred in, I believe. It was a pretty big deal. I mean, it was a pretty low budget movie, but well done, low budget, and it turned out to be a hit, so yeah, I won't read the back because I covered this one already, but definitely check it out if you like Jim Carrey movies. You know, by today's standards, yeah, he's acting like very over the top and goofy in this movie, which was kind of his thing, but he kind of toned it down over the years in comparison. Okay, now we have kind of a weird one here, but it's all new MXP, Most Extreme Primate, from the creators of Air Bud, King of the Slopes. So yeah, you are saying correctly, that is a chimpanzee on a snowboard. Told you it was weird. Hollywood's #1 chimp takes it to the extreme. Jack's back, and now he's wilder than ever. From the creators of Air Bud comes an all-new action-packed movie starring everyone's favorite sports-playing chimp. And this time, Jack hits the slopes to prove he's top banana in the coolest winter sports around snowboarding. Wait a minute, it says Jack's back, so this is not the original Jack movie. How many of these did they make? While lost in Colorado, Jack befriends two brothers and their dad, and turns the radical world of snowboarding upside down. Follow Jack as he goes where no chimp has gone before, carving and trading his way down vertical mountain peaks, with a special appearance by pro snowboarder, man, I don't know how to say that name, and a positive story of teamwork and loyalty. This awesome comedy adventure provides extreme entertainment for the whole family. Snowy dude. So I mean, I don't know, it's a cute, I guess, family movie, but and it's kind of low budget. I mean, it's amazing what the chimp can actually do. I mean, I think they use more than one chimp throughout the movie, but at least one of the chimp can actually snowboard. I mean, he doesn't like go super fast or anything, but the fact that he can actually like snowboard is pretty amazing. And he seems to be enjoying it, though I have kind of mixed feelings. Like, you know, I don't know how happy the chimp is staying on movie sets for long hours and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's an alright family movie, I stays one step ahead of a trio of bumbling con artists, eager to collect their reward, money, being offered by his wealthy parents. Okay, that explains it. Cool, calm, collected, and totally unaware of the havoc he wreaks, Baby being stage rip. It's a hilarious mix of comedy and groundbreaking special effects. Well, I don't know about groundbreaking, but fun. It's a scream. I don't know about that either. I gotta stretch to get these ones. Okay, there we go. This is from the Clint Eastwood collection. Clint Eastwood, Every Which Way But Loose. So, and there's another monkey. I'm noticing a lot of monkeys in this one, but this, well, it's an orangutan, not a monkey, so, and a chimp's not a monkey technically. But, yeah, honestly, I don't remember too much about this movie. I did see it, and I thought it was kind of weird, like, I don't know, I didn't really get it, I guess, but Clint meets Clyde in an all-time comedy smash. So Clyde is the monkey, which that just reminded me of something. I remember on the GamePro TV show, they were showing a password for a Dirty Harry Nintendo game, and one of the passwords was Clyde. And I always wondered, why would Clyde be that password? And now that kind of makes sense. But anyways, Philo, is that how you say that? Philo Beto, that's a weird name, is your regular, easygoing, truck driving guy. He's also the biggest barroom brawler west of the Rockies, and he lives with a 165 pounds orangutan named Clyde. Like other guys, Philo finally falls in love with a flighty singer who leads him on a screwball chase across the American Southwest. Nothing in the way except motorcycle gang, two sneaky off-duty cops, and the legendary brawler Tank Murdoch. Every Which Way But Loose was a change of pace for Clint Eastwood, and it proved to be one of his most popular films, really. With a soaring country score and a solid supporting cast, including Sandra Loke, Jeffrey Lewis, Beverly D'Angelo, and the great Ruth Gordon. And don't forget the orangutan. It's in every which way possible, a grand time for all. Yeah, so I don't really remember much about it, so I can't really comment. But with that being said, for some reason, I also have the sequel. I'm assuming this is the sequel, not the other way around, because Clint Eastwood looks older. That's the only way I know. So it's Any Which Way You Can. You can see Clyde is back again. Yep. So definitely the sequel. The return of a knockout combination. And I'm not going to read that because once again the writing is so small. I don't know why they make the writing so tiny. No one's going to sit there and read that anyway. Alright, so that was the last video for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it relaxing.